One game, that's all it boils down to. This is game number 3 of the semifinals. The San NEOPHOENIX and the RYUKYU Golden Kings for all the marbles. The winner here goes to the finals. We have had a fantastic series right here at the Hamamatsu Arena. Good evening and welcome to game number 3. Game number 1, 2-point victory by the San NEOPHOENIX, 87-85. Game number 2 went into overtime, and the difference there, also 2 points, 100-98. There you have our championship picture for 2024-2025. Actually, both semifinals going to a third game. So the Chiba Jets and the Tsuemiya Brex also facing each other right here, right now, at the very same time. But our focus is on RYUKYU and the San NEOPHOENIX. And these two squads have really battled each other to even terms. Both teams have players that are battling injuries. The San NEOPHOENIX still will start Yante Maten today, but he is not 100%. I'd say at least 60% at most. Vic Law will try to go inside, as you can see. Jack Cooley, definitely their man in the middle, together with Alex Kirk, of course. On the other side, a lot of the youngsters coming up with big games. That there is Dai Inemoto with a big shot. They're actually leaving him open because actually he is the least heralded of all the players here for the NEOPHOENIX. Vic Law, up and under move there. But let's talk about the players that are going to be missing for the San NEOPHOENIX. There's going to be no Ryosei Sasaki. Sasaki is their starting point guard. Unfortunately, he is out with an Achilles injury. That happened in the first quarter of yesterday's affair. Watch this one. This was the game yesterday. And the play that sent it into overtime. One-handed heave. Matsuaki kissed it off the glass. And that sent the game into overtime. What control. Definitely one of the heroes yesterday was Yoshiyuki. And then taking over. Look at that big play from Yoshii off the foul from Alex Kirk. He would not complete the three-point play though. Here's David Dudzinski. That shot would send the game into another overtime. The second overtime. What a thriller. There's Sasaki. But the big plays, made ban. Big Jack Cooley. That would tie things up here. Which brings us to this all-deciding game number 3. Let's take a look at the numbers yesterday. Not a surprise. Shooting well from 2-point distance are the Golden Kings. That's primarily by their main men. Inside, that's Alex Kirk, and they also have Jack Cooley. Only shooting 39% from 2-point distance. Bell, the big difference there is usually it's Yante Maten operating inside, but he did play, but again, as we mentioned, at most, possibly, just at 60%.
ね、仕留められるところで仕留められないゲームだったんですけども、出てるメンバー、もうね、みんな40分超えた40分近く出てたんですけど、よく頑張ってくれたなというふうに思います。はい。まあ今日みたいなゲームができたら本当勝っても負けてもね、本当なんか納得感があるっていうか、お互いやっぱり三円さんもすごいね、素晴らしいチームで粘りに粘って。キングスも粘りに粘ってっていう本当にまあお互いいいゲームだってもう最後大野とハグしてまた終わっていいけどと思いながらはいハグしちゃいましたねはい
なんて声かけてあげたらいいか本当に勝たせてあげたかったもうそれに尽きる今日最後に言ったのはもう一回立ち上がらなきゃいけないヘッズアップしなきゃいけないもう一回明日全員でファイトして横浜に行こうっていうことは話しました。
Right now, let's take a look at the lineup of the San NEOPHOENIX. Matten is playing. They have number 2, David Anuaba, Sota Ora. Chances are will be the starting point guard. Yes, he will be thrust into the starting lineup because there is no Sasaki. Nika Williams, who's going to play a pivotal role here once again. There in the back, you can see Sasaki. He's in attendance, but unfortunately, this is the play. Where he injured his left Achilles. He's out. He's going to be out for about 8 months minimum after surgery and rehab. And there's Sota Ora. Usually comes off the bench, but today will definitely be a starter.
届けたかったですし、しっかりと自分たちのバスケットやれれば勝てると思うので、まあ怪我人っていうその言い訳をせず最後まで戦い抜きたいなとは思ってます。
And definitely dedicating this game to Ryusei, as they have the number 24 etched on their socks, written on their shoes, and they're looking to be able to win this match for him, make it to the finals. On the other side, RYUKYU also with some injuries of their own. They're not going to have number 12, Kevi Aluma, their third world import. He's a high flyer, capable of scoring double-doubles. But unfortunately, he is not available. He sprained his ankle late in game number 1. So it's going to be Vic Law and Jack Cooley together with Alex Kirk, taking on the Cudgels as far as the reinforcements are concerned. They're also missing Ryuichi Kichimoto. Ryuichi is their all-star. That's a big loss. But despite the fact that there is no Kishimoto, they've still made it here to the Final Four with a chance to make it to the finals. As they say, you gotta go to battle with those that are available. And here we have the starters for the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Starting out with number 4, Law. Number 17, that is the youngster, Shuto Sakihama. Only 19 years of age. He started yesterday as well. They also have number 18, their budding star, Masahiro Waki, who scored in big numbers in the first 2 games of this series. Shota Onodera, the regular starter, and their big man, Jack Cooley. Now let's enjoy all the fanfare that they have prepared for the introduction of the San NEOPHOENIX. Here's head coach Atsushi Ono. And the starters today for the Sana NEOPHOENIX. Number 1, they've got Yante Maten. Number 2, David Nwaba. Number 5, Ora. Number 10, that is Horitaki Yoshii, who came up with fantastic threes yesterday. And also they have number 20, that is the youngster, 22-year-old Dai Nemoto. A while ago you saw our 3 referees handling proceedings. They're gonna have their hands full here in game number 3. We have referee Okawara, referee Kano, and referee Kitazawa. So the season has come down to this for both these squads. Win, make it to the finals. Lose, and your season is over. Just one win to get to the finals and to take a vacation. Coach Okitani, Coach Ono have done their homework, have done their job, and now it's time for the players to execute. Sasaki would love to be able to help execute for his coach and for his fans, but unfortunately, he'll be out for the next few months. Same with that gentleman there, Kishimoto, out of the playoffs here with an injury. Not quite sure about that gentleman there, Kevi Aluma. Just an ankle sprain, so he might be ready to go if his team makes it to the finals next week. But right now, the focus is on just winning this ball game. Watch Maten and how he tries to go. He's really hobbling, as you can see. Not at 100%. He's going to have to guard somebody like Jack Cooley. Quickly, inside the paint. Wacky scores. Wacky's a handful. He's 6'3". 2-0. Early goings here. Early lead by the Golden Kings. And Nwaba, a 3-level scorer. Also very athletic. Yoshii puts up a 3, backrooms that one. Yante Maten with the offensive rebound, spins and scores. What a warrior. Still trying to go at it, despite the fact that he's got a right leg injury. You can see that heavily wrapped. Going inside. And Nwaba tried to go for the block, but there was a miss. Sota Ora threw it up, no. Battling inside once again is Yante Maten. That's very surprising. He's got 4 points. And that's against Jack Cooley, one of the best rebounders in the B.LEAGUE. Cooley comes out to set the pick. That's actually a good strategy because it sends Maten up high. Trying to kiss it high off the glass, too strong. Ora past the front court. Ora looking for space. That was bad spacing that time. Together with Yante Maten. And foul's going to be called on Vic Law. He might have a case. He was being held there. Foul's going to be called on Vic. That's his first team foul for the Golden Kings. Actually, Vic Law ran out of steam yesterday. His teammates picked up the slack. To the corner. Nemoto. Bang! Nemoto with an early hit here. That's what he's got to do. Can't answer the 3. Lost touch last, they say, by the NEOPHOENIX. It looked like it was actually RYUKYU who touched that last, but definitely coaches are not going to use their challenge here in the first quarter. Early 5-point lead by the hosts. That's sending the crowd in a frenzy. Big Law with the jumper. Will misfire. Big Law scored heavily yesterday. That's an offensive foul. Jack Cooley was actually just standing there. Watch it here. He's allowed to stay in that spot. He did a little bit of acting, yes, but at the same time, you just can't run into any individual. Quick substitution. Tatsuya Ito in the ball game. I actually was thinking he might be a good starter for his squad. He's a veteran, capable of scoring in double digits. He's also got the speed. That time, he blows the layup. And Waba tries to go inside. Yante Mate will be fouled. They're going to Mate despite the fact that he's hobbled. And he's delivering. You can see he is not comfortable. Can't really plant that right foot, that right leg. But when he gets that deep inside, 6'7", takes up a lot of space. Quick timeout will be called here by the Ryukyu Golden Kings as they trail by 5. Matten offline on that first free throw. These are important shots. I say that because game number 1 was decided by just 2 points. Game number 2, the same result. Every shot counts, even these free throws. Matten's gonna miss 2. Cooley with the rebound. First board for Jack. Expect a whole lot more from the one-time rebounding king of the B-League. RYUKYU kicks it out. Onodera, quick 3. Quick release. Good result. 7-5 is our tally. First basket for Onodera. Not really looking to score. He's there to try to set up his teammates more than anything else and to control the pace and tempo. Yoshii looks for his shot. Not that time. And Nwaba for 3. Yes. David doesn't take that many threes, but he's got a very high percentage. Makes you wonder why he doesn't take a whole lot more. But he's a real thorn, slashing to the basket. Inside, up and under move. Onodera in the dunker spot. Comes up with 2 more points. He's got 5 total. 3-point lead still by the San NEOPHOENIX. Here's Nwaba. He'll kick it out. Inside to Yante Matin. Inside, outside. Another 3 from Nemoto. That's his second. He has come to play. Talking about the youngster. Now a 6-point lead. He missed his first 3 threes yesterday. He's being left open for a reason. Now, they might have to change that strategy. And Waba in the open court will be fouled there. Coming from the blind side, Yoshii with a swipe. Yoshii, one of the toughest defenders you can find here in the B-League. Together with that gentleman right there, Nodera. Ooh, the veteran is in. Shinsuke Kashiwagi, the 42-year-old who is retiring at the end of this season. He'd like to be able to retire with a championship. Can he get one? Sotaora. Not really questioning Kashiwagi because Kashiwagi, you know what he can deliver despite the fact that he's 42 years old. But replacing Nemoto, who just hit 2 open threes. Well, that's why the coaches get paid the big bucks. They make those decisions. Sotaora. Trying to get it to his big man, in Yante Maten. Active hands. Touch last by Jack Cooley, no question about it. Shot clock down to 7. Stepping on the sideline though is Sotaora. Almost at the halfway mark of period number 1. 6-point lead here for the San NEOPHOENIX. Getting away, Tatsuya Ito. That is him, showcasing his speed. He'll cut the lead down to 4. First basket for Ito. And Waba. Not a good pass. You can't give it to Yante Maten. Not at that stage wherein he's hobbled and at the same time, you're asking him to bend down. Kashiwagi will pick up his first personal. Actually, Kashiwagi had a point. He said he got the ball clean. It was actually a loose ball, but a foul would be called on him. Second team foul on the NEOPHOENIX. RYUKYU's got 3. Nemoto comes back. I'm surprised why he left. He's going to foul Ito. And Tatsuya is going to head to the line for 2 shots. Getting lost in the shuffle there. And that was clearly body contact. First on Nemoto, and that is going to be also the 3rd team foul for the NEOPHOENIX. Hayate Arakawa coming in for the first time for the Golden Kings. We have yet to see Alex Kirk in the ball game. A lot of changes there as they get set for rebounding position. Ito a little bit too strong. And a foul is going to be called on Ito. That's not a good foul because that foul will send the Golden Kings to the penalty with a lot of time still remaining. 4:37. First personal foul on Tatsuya. Some pressure in the backcourt. Coach Okitani realizes it, screams out to his players. He wanted a little bit more of a press. Ooh, almost a slam there. Nemoto can really get up there. Boy, he's only 5'10". Almost a highlight play there for Dai. RYUKYU will try to bring it closer. Big Law gets denied. And Waba was waiting for that one. He says, get that weak stuff out of here. Law looks a little hurt. Watch this here. He explodes to the basket. But Enwaba was waiting, together with Yante Matin. Meet me up high. So half a block each for Enwaba and Matin. Approaching the 4-minute mark of quarter number 1, Yante will be replaced. He actually started also yesterday, but came out immediately after a minute. Now a little bit longer. David Dudzinski in to take his place. Arakawa will hit that 3. And we are tied once again, this time at 13. Our second deadlock of the contest. Yesterday's hero, Yoshiyuki Matsuwaki, number 15, is in as well. Vic Law skying for that one. Ito. Nelly Matsuwaki to get to the corner. Matsuwaki comes up high. Arakawa goes to Alex Kirk. Here is where he can really make his money. The flip. He's a 7-footer. Dudzinski's only 6'9". Now a 2-point lead once again for Ryukyu. Send it up high, Nimoto already with 6 points. Using that Dudzinski screen, goes inside to David. That was against 3 individuals, not a very good pass. Vic Law puts up a 3 and hits. Despite the defense draped all over him. That's a huge 3. Vic Law is unhappy with the none call, but nonetheless, he made that 3. And it's now a 5-point advantage for the Golden Kings. Welcome back to the rocking Hamamatsu Arena. Our venue here today for game number 3 between the San NEOPHOENIX and the Ryukyu Golden Kings. The winner here goes to the finals. The other semifinals is being disputed by Utsunomiya Brex and the Chiba Jets. Sotaora back on the floor after a brief rest. He might have to play at least 35 minutes here. Kazuma Chuya in the ball game for the first time. And Nwaba skies, can't score. Vic Law trying to race down court, and a foul will be called here on Sota. That'll be his first, and that will also put the boys in red in the penalty. You can see David really just one of the highest flyers you can have here in the league. So both squads in the penalty for these final minutes. Look like Ora was going to be recalled to the bench, and they say no, keep him in there. Arakawa will throw up another one. Really big strong that time. He made one earlier, so that you could say might be a heat check of sorts. He's one of the 2 from deep. Ora asking for a clear out. Gets it to Yoshii. Yoshii actually just rested a minute and a half, and he's back in the fray. But both these teams have got to go with their top players. Yante Matin a little bit too strong. Cleared by Kirk. Ito, off and running. Sets up Matsuwaki. Bang! That was by design. Matsuwaki's a dead shot from the outer arc. Showed it there. Lead is now at 8. 21-18. Now 21-15. Again, having to use Morihisa Yamauchi is Coach Ono. He used him yesterday because of the fact that there is no Sasaki for them today. Shogo Taira coming in for the first time. He also gave his squad quality minutes in the first 2 games. Taira now at the point. Has to get away from Yamauchi. That's going to be 2 free throws. Yamauchi's just got to stay in step. I don't think he realized his squad was in the penalty. And now he's going to pay the price. Shogo on the line for 2 shots. And increase their 6-point lead. A little bit too strong. And again, we go back to what we mentioned the first 2 days. Free throws, extremely important. Because games 1 and 2 were decided by just a single basket. 2 points. 2 misses. But that might be a foul on Yante Maten. Because Jack Cooley, you can see the scratches on his arm. This guy battles for all the offensive rebounds possible in a game. And you can see they're double teaming him. So they're going to get another possession. No, they're going to say a replacement free throw. Coach Okitani wanted a foul here. That would have meant 2 free throws here for Jack Cooley. So Shogo's going to make the second. Officially, 1 out of 2 after that replacement free throw. Dudzinski has to go inside. Matten up against the 7-footer. That's wise to get it out there, especially since he's not at 100%. Let it stay here with the NEOPHOENIX. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Game clock shows 1 minute and 18. Here's Yoshii. Very good strip from Matsuwaki. Looking for a hurried shot here. Sotaora falling away. He's going to trace that one. Brand new 14. Dudzinski from the outside. No. Matsuwaki will clear. And he'll try to push. Ooh, Yamauchi jumped over the statistician and the cameraman. Watch it here. Boom. 22-15. 7-point advantage for the visitors. They've got possession. Their biggest lead was at 8. Alex Kirk. Bounce pass. Arakawa. Matsuwaki will bring it out. Jack Cooley trying to battle for position inside. What a flip. It's so difficult to stop Jack Cooley when he gets that close to the basket. He can go to either side, the left or the right. 24-15 is our tally. Under 30 seconds to be played here in the opening period. Ora comes out. Bounce pass. That was a swipe there by Alex Kirk. Take your pick, really. Yante Matin was surrounded by 3 players. Taira was there with a swipe. Kirk was there with a swipe. And so was Arakawa. They'll give it to Matsuaki. Matin has missed 2 already. Wow, that was a brick. Zero out of 3 is Yante Matin and the rest of the NEOPHOENIX. Actually, he's the only one who has gone to the line. You want a better free throw than the one he just put up there. Finally makes one. So he's 1 out of 3. That's a lead down to 8. Final possession to the Golden Kings. David and Waba going to be sent back in here. Taira. Happy with the fact that his squad is up by 8 and in control of this ball game. Vic Law in. Taira will launch a 3 and hit. That's a big one. One final heave will fall short. And the visitors looking solid here to begin quarter number 1 as they lead 27-16. The Golden Kings with 5 3-pointers in the opening period out of their 27 total. That's why they're up by 11. They're shooting at a 71% clip. And Waba will try to get it closer. Nothing. Just hoping for a foul there. Arakawa trying to push. Cross-court pass. Matsuaki all day to shoot. That's the one he misses. Foul's going to be called on Taira. Not quite sure you want to have a foul such as that one that early. One of those cheap fouls I call. because you're getting yourself closer to penalty that early. And Maba wasn't even trying to go straight to the cup. Plus the fact that he had defenders behind him. The first team foul for the Golden Kings. Madden outside. He can work from there, but maybe not today. Deep three? No. Taira will try to push. Finds Alex Kirk. Kirk, not a good pass. Kirk should have taken that stab. And he passed it behind Jack Cooley. Extra pass. Open three. Nemoto. Yes! That is his third three. He's got a total of 9 points. Just 22 years of age, but saying, I now belong on the big stage. 27-19. Taira still controlling the pace here for his squad. Alex Kirk forced to put that one up. Shot clock was winding down. Taira held onto the ball a little bit too long. Here's Nwaba. Sotaora for three. Yes! Back-to-back threes. And the momentum has swung right back to the Sun and NEOPHOENIX. And Coach Okitani felt it and says, enough is enough. Welcome back to the Hamamatsu Arena, our venue for game number 3. Semi-final action between the Sun and NEOPHOENIX and the RYUKYU Golden Kings. B.LEAGUE just checked back in after 2 quick threes. Timeout called by RYUKYU. Arakawa puts up a 3. That was halfway down. And Waba might be called for the loose ball foul here. Gonna stop Alex Kirk from going to get that offensive rebound. Wakugawa's in. Ayato Wakugawa didn't play in game number 2. Wakugawa, another one of those members of the youth brigade, only 20 years old. He's 6'4". He adds a lot of ceiling to his squad. Arakawa puts up a hurried one. Fell right in the lap of Alex Kirk. He wasn't waiting and ready for that one. Usually it's a long rebound. Two minutes quickly gone here in the second. Once 11-point lead has been whittled down, now to just 5. And Sanden with possession. Inside, Yanten Matten delivers. The momentum still on the side of the hosts as they cut the lead down to 3. We've got a ball game. We've had tremendous ball games here in the playoffs, especially these last 2 games between these 2 squads. Can't get it to Kirk. So Vic Law will rise, put up a 3 and hit. Second 3 for Vic Law. Law's number so far, 6 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. They'll give it up, Enwaba. Trying to go inside, Wakugawa. Wakugawa was fouled. You can see Wakugawa's not scared. A lot of times, it could be daunting for these youngsters to be on the big stage. He's saying he's ready. Shot clock at 14. Yoshi with the handoff. Enwaba looking for space. Nemoto's got to make his move here. Realizes it. Finds Matten. Yante scores from 14 feet. Matten so far a very good scoring day, despite the fact that he's not at 100%. He's got 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists on just 1 good leg. There's going to be a foul called in the backcourt. They're going to say it's on Wakugawa. Vic Law will bring it up. Yoshi pounding him. Vic Law with the jumper. That's short. That was very well defended by the NEOPHOENIX. They're not giving him any space to operate, to even drive to the basket. That's clearly a foul. Alex Kirk will pick up a personal there. Look at that nudge. Wasn't even trying to hide it. First personal foul on Big Alex. Will now be lifted. Expect him back before the half ends. Jack Cooley's in. Tatsuya Ito as well. Kazuma Chuya came in for just a minute. That was in quarter number 1. He's back on the floor. He hit a few big threes yesterday. So you know Chuya is up for these big matches. Nemoto to the wing. Once again, you can see Wakugawa says, okay, you give me a chance to play. I'll show you I can contribute. Gets away from Ito. That's 2 free throws, clearly. Tatsuya had to jump, had to show some challenge. But at the same time, the moment you jump, you're really bait. Wakugawa will score. These are points from unlikely places. And a welcome development for Coach Ono. Second coming up. They'll get the shooter's roll. Lead is down to 2. That one stood at a high of 11. Fourth shot not going to work. Almost a steal. It's completed. Ito into the heart of the defense, finds Law. Law rises and gets fouled by Enwaba. That's going to be number 2 on David. Or will it go to Nemoto? Nice incursion there by Ito. Not a good outlet pass. Once again, going to your big man. And they say that is foul number 2 on Enwaba. Biclaw takes care of the first free throw. Leads now at 3. You can see the fans of the San NEOPHOENIX trying to distract Biclaw. And the fans of the Golden Kings praying for a bucket. And bucket it is. Yoshii sent back in by Coach Ono. Matna will bring it up. He's looking a little sprightly. Not a good handoff. Might have been another turnover here for San N. Already with 5. So 5 turnovers for San N, 2 for the Golden Kings. Well, they changed the call. They're gonna say that was a good save there from Onodera. So possession back to the visitors. Almost at the halfway mark of the second period. We find Law. Law out on an island. Wakugawa showing double. Onodera will put up a 3. A little bit too strong. Jack Cooley inside. He finds an open cutter and Waki delivers. That's going to bring us to our official timeout here. The first dead ball situation after the 5-minute mark. And again, Jack Cooley flexing his muscles, getting another offensive rebound and a putback there from Waki. Final 4 minutes and 47 seconds of the first half. Sotaora back. Got quite a rest there from Coach Atsushi. Matten will bring it out. Finds Sota. They go inside, deep inside. You gotta foul him and foul him harder. Yante Matten with 11 points on just one good leg. He's gonna cut into this lead. Sota able to always find his men inside. There was a foul, but you gotta really come down harder on that arm. Matten heading to the line. He is 1 out of 4, so he's had 3 misses from the 15-foot line. Little lull here. Looks like they're gonna go to the review. Are they checking if this is an unsportsmanlike foul? Well, he was trying to make a play for the ball. That was clear. I think this might just be a regular foul. Watch it here. And he was clearly trying to make a play for the ball. Couldn't reach the ball though. That's why he got all arm. Smart move also for Yante Matten to move that ball to the right side. It's the playoffs. That should be just a regular foul. Coach Ono should know better. That's just a regular foul. He wasted his challenge there. Well, you understand why. He would have gotten a 3-point play and ball possession. And again, this is the playoffs. You've got to be tougher. Yante Matten swishes that one, saying, now I've got my free throws. Down pat. 12 points here for Yante. What a contribution here. Quick launch. Matsuaki no. Mwaba. Up against the double. We'll give it back out. Wakugawa still in the ball game. Straight line drive. Just comes up short. Well, there was contact, but the referee say play on. Wakugawa's got to be a little tougher. And Nagata will bring it back out. Now low. He can shoot over Sota if he chooses to, and does. Getting the penalty though are the Golden Kings. Cut a little bit too tight. Saving it there is Sota. Wakugawa, couple of hezzies. Puts up the shot and makes it. Boy, the youngster really delivering here. Tatsuya will give it back out. Onodera will not want to challenge. Vic Law, he will, and make it. Well, the defense had to react to the first pass. And Waba tries to answer no. Yante Matten offensive rebound. He forced that one up. He's got 14 points. Jack Cooley taking his time. That's a quick reply. And that's a smart move by Jack Cooley, knowing that Yante Matten cannot go with you side by side because of his injury. Leads back up to 6. Foul's going to be called on Ito. This is the previous play. You can see Jack Cooley just ran in front. Little sidestep. Cooley will take a breather. Already with 6 points, 4 boards, and 1 assist. But because of that foul of Ito, we've got Hayato now on the line for 2 more shots. Ooh, he's gonna miss the first. Free throw situation. 4 misses already by the NEOPHOENIX. Second come up. 6'4", Rakugawa. Now with 5 markers. He also has 1 rebound. So opting to go with Rakugawa. We have not yet seen Nika Williams. Nika Williams, though, was very instrumental in that Game 1 victory and also almost contributed to a victory yesterday in Game number 2. Taira gives it up to Kirk. Kirk took that one because he saw that his teammate had the inside track for rebounding purposes. And Waba, when he goes to that fall away, no way you can block that. Vic Law with the jumper. Ooh, an air ball for Vic Law. He apologizes. Ishii was all over that one. Lead is at 3. Under 2 minutes to be played here in quarter number 2. Maba will walk it up. Felt like he wouldn't want it to walk into a 3. But he'll go inside. Denied there by Alex Kirk. That's going to be number 3 on David Nwaba. He's got to be careful. There's no way you're going to steal the ball from a 7-footer. That was a foul born out of frustration. He felt there was contact here, but definitely no foul there. The block was clean up high for Alex Kirk. With 3 fouls on Nwaba, he might not be able to play until maybe the halfway point of the 3rd. Because if he picks up a 4th, he's a goner. And he is a very important piece. They're going to need him if they want to advance to the finals. Waki back in. Waki goes to his stronger right side. Kisses that one through. Leads back up to 5. Both teams are in the penalty. Long shot, no. Goes to Dudzinski. Can't get that to drop. Dudzinski was practicing his 3s earlier today. About an hour before tip-off, he went to every single spot on that 3-point line. And he made most of them. Mata with the handoff. Ora with the jumper. He got fouled. That's going to mean 3 free throws for Sota Ora. Onadera. Can't believe it. Let's see. He was close. A lot of times, as the referees say, you've got to give the shooter space to land. And that had to be it. Not too much contact there, as you saw in the replay. But again, the referee was right in front of that. Sota's first, yes. Brilliant coaching, really, from both these tacticians. 2-2 now for Sotaora. Third coming up. 45 seconds. That's allowed. They saved a possible point. Vic Law. That's his second air ball. Not really a bad shot if you look at it. First of all, his percentages have been really high. Not to mention the fact that it's also a 2-for-1 situation. So they will get this ball back with at least 12 seconds to play. Sota brings it up. They're going to try to milk this clock. Matten up against Kirk. Gets close to the basket. Will miss. Kirk can't hang on though. That was good defense though by Alex Kirk. Matten is doing everything he physically can. We got a timeout first. 20.4 seconds remaining here before the halftime break. Nemoto in. Big play! And Yante Matten with a slam. Wow, he can still get up there despite the fact that he's just playing on one leg. Cuts the lead down to a point. Final possession. They get the stop. One time for a heave. Sotaora for the lead. Back rims that one. Well, the San NEOPHOENIX got the stop. They got the basket as well. And they have drawn to within one. It's halftime here. And RYUKYU still with the lead, but just by one at 43-42.
RESONA グループ B.LEAGUE セミファイナル2024-25サンネオフェニックスホームゲームサンネオフェニックス対琉球ゴールデンキングスゲーム3本日のハーフカンションは 我らのファイナルというパフォーマンスを踊ります。ぜひ会場の皆様ですね、よろしく。そして携帯の好きですね、一緒にハーフタイムを盛り上げましょう。Thank you, fire now! はい、皆さん、今一度大きな拍手をお送りください。
求められるインフラは時代で変わる。求められるインフラは地域で変わる。本当に必要なインフラを提供し続けたい。その道のりは険しく果てしない。それでも私たちは地域の未来へパスをつなぎたい。
想性の高い高性能な明確のマシンが今を勝ち抜く力となる。匠の技を機械化する会社宮川工機。
道を作る、建物を建てる、街を輝かせる。藤代はなくてはならないものを作る、なくてはならない人がいる。
それではここで B リーグのパートナー各社をご紹介いたします。 B リーグトップパートナーソフトバンク、 B リーグタイトルパートナーリソナグループ、 B リーグイノベーションパートナーインプロミアホールディングス、 B リーグパートナーズ日本郵便、 G ショップ、日本生命、 B リーグサポーティングカンパニーズ、ソニーミュージックエンターテインメント、モルテン、朝日新聞、日本経済新聞社、大塚製薬、野村工芸社、EY ジャパン、エニタイムフィットネス、アーシャルデザイン、ストライク、 BIS、 スポーツレポ、ロックアイス、ふるさとチョイス、ビックスプラス、 B リーグサプライヤーアダストリア、 B リーグコミュニケーションパートナー LINE ヤフー、 B リーグスポーツ振興パートナー
You're watching the highlights here from the first 2 quarters of play of game number 3. The winner here moves on to the finals next week against the winner of the series between Brex and the Jets. The 3 has been a big weapon for both these squads. The Golden Kings shooting 7 out of 15 for 46%. That's a scorching clip. Pretty good for the NEOPHOENIX at 5 out of 14 for 35%. Wakugawa has come in and given exceptional minutes and numbers for Coach Ono. But what a warrior. Yante Maten leading all scorers with 16 points, despite the fact that he's playing on just one good leg. Jack Cooley trying to take advantage of the fact that, yes, Yante Maten is guarding him. Inside. Nice incursion there from Waki. And then the big play. Yante Maten with a slam. Tapping that board there, saying, I have my squad within striking distance. As you take a look at the numbers of the first 2 quarters of play, we talked about the 3-point shooting, but look at this. Very surprising, shooting below 50% from 2 are the Golden Kings. Usually they will be shooting at least 55% and up. On the other hand, 52 shooting percentage here for the San NEOPHOENIX, and that's why they're within striking distance. The Golden Kings have taken much better care of the basketball with just 3 turnovers. 6 turnovers, still a pretty good number for the NEOPHOENIX. Everything else just about even, as you can see. The biggest discrepancy there is the 10 and 2. Those are the points off turnovers. And also the 15 and 5. Those are the bench points. Key player matchup. That man on your screen up against that man. Sotaora up against Waki. Just about even their contributions. The Sotaora has been on the floor a little bit longer because of the fact that there is no Ryusei Sasaki for the NEOPHOENIX. The leaders here, 16 points for Maten, 5 boards for him as well, and 4 assists for Ora. Viklo with 13 points, Jack Cooley with 5 boards, and 3 dimes for Tatsuya Ito. In foul trouble, this is huge. David and Nwaba with 3. We're not going to see him until maybe the halfway mark of this 3rd period. Tatsuya Ito with 3. Actually, Tatsuya has been plagued with foul trouble this entire series. Here we go. Final 2 quarters for this semifinal. It'll be the final 2 quarters of one of these 2 squads, as the other will move on to the finals. Waki takes it all the way, extends the lead back up to 3. Yante Maten flips it up. That'll drop. And that just could tie things up. Yante Maten with 18 points. What a performance here from the injured star. Checking on who the foul is going to be given to. Jack Cooley's not happy, but it's going to be given to Vic Law. Looking for our 3rd tie of the game here with his free throw. And it's there. 45 for San N. 45 for Ryukyu. Big Law. Not Not really his most explosive performance. Here he is with a spin. Falling away. Boy, that wasn't a good shot as well. He has really struggled from the field. Yoshi will give it back out. Sota Ora. To Dudzinski. Shot clock's down to 6. David will launch, but they say he stepped on the sideline. Dudzinski has struggled here scoring-wise. Actually, in this series, he only scored 8 points in game number 2, and in fact, 3 of those points, his last bucket really was a 3, which sent the game into overtime. Now still scoreless. He only has 1 rebound. And despite that, things are tied, 45 each. He's going to need to pick up the slack if he wants to give Sanin a chance for victory. Short there, and that push shot from Wacky. Sota. Quickly down court. Goes to the wing. Dudzinski's 3. Yes! They know they've got to activate him. He needs to come alive. That's his first bucket. And it's a 3-point lead here for Sanin. Yoshi will hand it over to Sota. Dudzinski not wanting to challenge. Matten short on that 3. Maybe should have launched. He's got to find his rhythm. Got to find his groove. Wacky doesn't want to take that 3. He'll bring it closer. Overshoot. Boy, Sota trying to battle with the big boys there. Got thrown to the ground by Jack Cooley. Kirk to Cooley. Then they go to the more comfortable spot inside, but the pass picked off. Matten. Trying to look for continuation there. But actually Matten is looking a whole lot better today as compared to yesterday. He's moving his feet well. Not really with his usual explosion, but at least you can see him running. Got a timeout on the floor after that second foul from Matsuwaki. Two free throws coming up here for Jante Matten. He's really improved his free throw shooting after that brick he put up early in the first. And just when I said that, not the best of free throws that time once again. He's a good free throw shooter, just really not with a good release here today. Second coming up. That'll make it a 4-point lead. He now has 20 points. Tatsuya Ito in the ball game. He needs to contribute for his squad. He's a veteran. That's why they acquired him. Gonna go inside. Alex Kirk. Quick spin. Will come up short. That's great defense by Dudzinski. And he's off and running. They'll set up now in half court. Nemoto goes to Matten. Matten inside. That'll drop. 22 points now for Yante. Wanting to be the MVP. Wanting to make sure he gets his squad to the finals. The lead's at 6. Viclo asking for clearance. Has to give it up. Onodera back on the floor. Shota tries to force the issue. Foul's going to be called on Sota. That'll be number 2. Ota was moving his feet, but he put his hand down that time and made contact with the arm. He's livid there with the call by the referees, but Shota will miss. Still facing a 6-point deficit are the visitors after being up comfortably by 11 in quarter number 1. Leads down to 5. 6 points for Onodera. He had a 3 earlier in the first period. Passing up high once again, asking the defense to do their work. Sota will stop up and miss. Dudzinski, offensive rebound. He had so much to do on the boards yesterday. That's a strong move. That's a big man finish there from Yoshii. Only with 4 points so far here. But again, you can see the San NEOPHOENIX being so active on the offensive rebounds. He had some big threes in overtime and in the 4th period to bring his squad close. Almost brought them to victory. 4th personal foul on Ito. He's still on the court though, so Coach Gaya Kitani says, I'm gonna roll the dice. 5 points now for Yoshii. And the lead's at 8. This is the biggest lead in the contest for the San NEOPHOENIX. Foul's going to be called on Yoshii. Sticking a little too close up high. That will be the second on Yoshii. Also the second team foul. You want to stay close, but you don't want to come up with a cheap one. Well, check that. Only the first personal foul on Yoshii. Yoshii dropped to the ground off that pick from Jack Cooley. Onodera hits from deep. That's his second 3. He now has a total of 9 points. Stopping, popping. That's a big 3. Wow. Wakugawa. He's getting a whole lot of burn here today. And why not? He delivered in the first half. And he delivers right there once again. Kirk will bring it closer. Drop step. Will miss though. Dudzinski, despite the fact that he's much shorter, is hanging tough, doing his part. Dudzinski left open. That rims out. Law trying to look for some early offense. Yesterday, they did too much dribbling. Sends it over to Ito. Gets it back. Law for three. Yes. That's what he's capable of. In fact, a lot of times, it might be better for Coach Okitani to have somebody else bring up the basketball, save his energy for those open threes. The flip not gonna work. Ill-advised shot from Nemoto. Vic Law hits the ground. That was a body check really from Wakugawa. Are they going to review this one? Coach Dai might be looking for an unsportsmanlike foul. Let's double check. Yes, they are going to review this one. Well, Wakugawa didn't make a play for the ball. But he got a little surprised about the hit. It wasn't that hard. But you can really understand if the referees deem this as an unsportsmanlike foul because Wakugawa didn't make a play for the ball. But again, it's the playoffs, so maybe the referees say, just be a little tougher. Let's see what they decide. It's an unsportsmanlike foul. Great challenge there, coming from Coach Okitani. Coach Ono can't believe it. But as I said, he didn't make a play for the ball. Just went shoulder to shoulder. So 2 shots for Vic Law. And ball possession. That's a big call. It's a 5-point lead enjoyed by Sanen. 2 free throws. We'll cut it down here to 3. And then ball possession still for RYUKYU. So one half of the scenario we mentioned done. 18 points now in the contest here. What a tremendous showing for Vic Law. Comes out to get it. Will stop. Pop. Come up short. Goes right back to him. Sets up Onodera. Onodera just short. Wakugawa holding on to Kirk, and that's an easy call. And that foul from Wakugawa will now put the San NEOPHOENIX in the penalty. Well, both were really holding on to each other. But they give the advantage to the World Import, who had the inside track. 3rd personal foul on Wakugawa. Looking for the tie. No. And again, that size is might. Uh-oh. A technical foul going to be called here. You got to be careful here because FIBA is cracking down on complaints. So technical foul on the bench. The free throws are coming, not to mention the fact that you're also going to have free throws because the NEOPHOENIX are in the penalty. Ooh, Vic Law short on that one. to the delight of the fans of the San and NEOPHOENIX. These are the free throws from that foul. So the technical foul didn't hurt them. Those 3 free throws could have tied things up here. Kirk makes the first to bring his team to within 1. He'll misfire. Is he going to get a bonus free throw? Yes, a replacement free throw. Coach Ono looks like he's getting the raw end of these calls here. Another free throw coming. This time, Kirk delivers. Only with 4 points, but his inside presence there changes a lot of shots. 57 for Sanen, 56 for Ryukyu. Like the patience being shown here by David. And the foul is going to be called on Kirk. That will put them in the penalty as well. He held on to Sota. The outside Mimoto. Already with 3 threes in today's ball game. Gets away from Cooley, but a little too quick for his own good that time. He can easily get away from Jack Cooley. He was hoping foul would be called on Jack. Jack actually put a hand on his chest. Referee say play on. As once again we say good evening and thank you very much for joining us here for game number 3. San NEOPHOENIX up against the RYUKYU Golden Kings. Winner here goes to the finals next week. Gonna set up Law. Law almost lost it against a double team. Onodera puts up a 3 short. Getting that rebound amidst all those players is Yante Maten and Raba. Now on the floor. 3 personal fouls in all. Let's see if all that time on the bench got him cold. A little bit off rhythm there on that attempt. He is forcing the issue. Three minutes and change remaining here in the third. Ito still in the ball game, not able to really contribute scoring wise though. Now set up his teammates. Onodera will bring it inside, lose it though. Nemoto will try to push using his foot speed. Wow, Jack Cooley there recovers and comes up with a block. Tremendous effort from the big man. Watch it here. He was beaten, but he recovers. Talk about not giving up on the play. And you notice he went up with the offhand for the block to make sure there was no foul. Got a timeout on the floor. 2:50 remaining in the third, and it's a 1-point lead by the NEOPHOENIX. Back to the action. Possession here with the NEOPHOENIX. Trying to increase their 1-point lead. What a fall-away shot there from Sotaora. He said he got pushed. Referee say play on. It's a 3-point lead now for the hosts. Matsuya Ito tries to turn the corner. Almost traveled. Shot clock's winding down. Kirk. That's a nice find. Ito there. A curling shot. He now has 5 points in the ball game. Just 1 point separating these two squads as we get closer and closer to the fourth period. Trying to make his move there against a 7-footer. Yante Matten kicks it out. Nemoto 3. Not that time. Matten battling. Gets denied. What a save there from Ito. Keeping that ball alive, and it's now with Vic Law. Tsuaki back in. Looks like Kirk was a little shocked there with that pass. That's a great move from Yoshii. Little sidestepping move. Might have traveled. But Yoshii not able to deliver there. Almost came up with a steal though. Look at this. That's a smart play. 1, 2. Oh. Looked a little awkward, but just two steps. That's not a good sign. Vic Law hobbling. They're already out. One world import. There's no Kevi Aluma. Without Vic Law, that just might be lights out. Let's see if it is a non-contact injury. Well, seemed like it was. Looks like he's okay though. They're not even working on him on the bench. Yoshii back rims that one. Nice stretch. Waki up against 4 defenders. He'll bring it out. That's great transition defense shown here by Sanen. Ito giving so much space. I'm surprised he's not taking this shot. Ito will try to challenge. That's a wild one. Approaching 30 seconds here. Still by 1, the NEOPHOENIX. Dudzinski looks to set the pick. Ora goes to the wing. Shot clock down to 3. That was blocked. Final possession here of the third period. Ito goes back up high. Waki. Matsuwaki. Waki forces the issue. He got fouled. It's Waki, the 22-year-old, up against another 22-year-old in Nemoto. I think they're going to check if the foul was called with still enough time remaining. I think there was. They blew the whistle with about a second remaining. There's a foul from Nemoto. As you're looking up at the clock, there was the foul. Clearly, shots here. Masahiro Waki, 6'3", shooting guard. That was a mismatch, really. Because Nemoto is only 5'10".
0.9秒から再開です。
They're checking the clock, and the clock will say 0.9. Crucial free throws. You want to be able to get the lead, despite the fact that it might just be 1 point, but still you're leading, heading to the final period. That gives you some mini momentum. But he's going to miss the first. Could we be tied, heading into the fourth? Masahiro lining up the second. We are deadlocked at 59. Quick heave. Ooh, pretty decent line. Will just come up short. So 3 quarters are done here at the Hamamatsu Arena. And as we head into the fourth quarter of game number 3, we are all squared at 59. Final quarter of game number 3. The winner goes on to the finals. The loser is on vacation. They look inside. The Antemat will be fouled there. Viclo looks ready to play. He's going to pick up his second personal foul though. I stand corrected. It's his third. Early foul. Here in the fourth. Sotaora didn't really have his balance there. Kirk with the board. Kirk just with rebound number 3. Ito on the floor. He's in there because of his veteran leadership. Finds Law. Law comes up short. Actually, Taira did quite well on his short stint on the floor. He has yet to see action here in the second half. It looks like Coach Onodera. Check that. Coach Oketani opting to go to Onodera and Ito. Third personal foul going to be called on RYUKYU. That's a big development as well. 2 quick fouls by the Golden Kings. And Waba goes to Matin, the leading scorer today. Sets up Yoshii. Yoshii for 3. No. Law tracks that one down. They'll get it past the timeline. Are they going to look to go to Kirk inside? Looks like Aura's down. Kirk saves it. Sota Aura. He's not happy. As RYUKYU picks him up. Let's see what happened. He bumped into the knee there of Jack Cooley. Watch it there, trying to get around Jack Cooley is very difficult. He's wide. Aura will be given a break. And in is Rakugawa. Another low-scoring affair. Kirk goes up, gets blocked though. Another offensive rebound coming the way of the Golden Kings. That is where they try to really load it over. But look at this. 6 more rebounds by the San NEOPHOENIX at this stage at 34-28. That's why they're hanging tough. And Temate with 7 of those boards, 4 from Yoshii. Nemoto has 3. Brand new shot clock, which is now at 13. Kirk to Cooley. Here's Taira. That's a nice find. Alex Kirk will get that one to drop. He's got 6 markers and a 2-point lead here for RYUKYU. Whoever's able to come up with a strong finishing kick will win game number 3. To the wing, and Nwaba, his 3. Offline, Cooley with the board. It's a jump ball, they say, between Matin and Cooley. Cooley with rebound number 8. Matin's got 7 boards as well. Both these teams doing everything they possibly can for the victory. The session arrow shows Golden Kings. They get it to Taira. Up high to Cooley. Now to Vic Law. Taira will put up a 3. Back rims that one. Good boxing out and rebounded there by Yoshii. It's rebound number 5. Wakugawa almost lost it. Gets it to Matten. Matten tries to get around the defender. That's a foul on Taira. 24 points for Yante Matten. You have not yet seen Nika Williams. At the same time, Atsuya Ota, the veteran who was not lined up in game number 1, was listed for game number 2. He played for about a minute and a half. But today not listed as well. Another free throw coming up here for Matten, who's already missed 4. He makes that one. He's got 25 points. And it's a 1-point lead for Sanen. Ora is back. Quite possibly for the remainder of the game. Taira now at the controls. Up against Wakugawa. Kirk. Up high. Matsuwaki's in as well. Taira. No. Vic Law. Big rebound. Couple of pump fakes. And the ball will stay here with the Golden Kings. That was clearly touched last by Matten. So Taira's lifted. Vic Law with the jumper, a little bit too strong. Wacky sent back in. That's more height. Taira was given a chance. He had 2 opportunities to open shots. Wakugawa will put up a 3 and come up short though. Vic Law will push it forward. Matsuwaki short. Law, no. Matten gets it. Both teams struggling here. And you can see Matten exhausted, but still ready to give it his all. That's a nice rebound from Yante. Now with 8. He'll be given a quick breather. Yudzinski checks in, expecting to come back after the 5-minute mark. Cooley's back in. Kirk will take a seat. It looks like the coaches are now starting to prepare for the final 5 minutes of this one. Yoshii with the handoff. And Nwaba. Not really his explosive self today because he's been plagued by foul trouble. But in a tight game, still he can score. Another big basket there by the youngster. Wakugawa contributing 10 points. The Golden Kings already in the penalty. Vic Law inside, a floater. Yes. Vic Law starting to hobble a little bit. Not the best of shots that time from Wakugawa. The defense was set and waiting for him. Onadera's 3. Rims out. Nwaba. That's going to be a foul. That's very good recognition there by Nwaba, knowing that his opponents are in the penalty. Takes it inside. Wacky with a foul. 2 free throws coming up here for David. And that's going to be the 4th personal foul on Wacky. Another one of those important players for Coach Oketani. And quickly, Alex Kirk back in the fray. And Nwaba a little bit too strong in the first. One more coming up. Could give his team a 2-point lead. Misses both. Almost a steal. Now Wacky stays on the floor despite those 4 personal fouls. And he's running the offense. Finds Cooley. Cooley will bring it in. Send it back out. Wacky with an incursion. What a spin! He'll miss though. Another offensive rebound there by Alex Kirk. And now the rebounding numbers are dead even. 38 each. Final 4:49 coming up. Don't go away. .44 remaining. 14 seconds again on the shot clock here for the Golden Kings, who trail by 1. We're going to have an exciting finish, that's for certain. What a way to finish the season for both these squads. If you could send both these guys to the finals, why not? Personal's going to be called on that foul by Dudzinski. Only the first team foul though. That's clearly a foul. Second there for David. Cooley will wait for his guards. Gets it to Law. Jack Cooley will try to bring it closer. Will not take that shot. Shot clock's down to 1. Wacky will miss. Vic Law. Another offensive rebound by the Golden Kings. Jack Cooley with a jumper. That's cool. Only with 6 points is Jack. He had 20 yesterday. Yante Maten with the easy putback. 27 points for Yante, and it's a 1-point lead once again. Referee say, halt. in the action.
10番吉井が入ります。
Foul will be called on Nemoto. That's his third, second team foul. Get another time on the floor. Coach Dai wants to make sure of this offensive thrust. Chance of defense from majority of the fans here at the Hamamatsu Arena. Kirk with a handoff. Law for three. Bang! That's huge. 23 points now here for Vic Law. None bigger than that basket right there. They're up by 2. Yoshii will go down. Finds Matten with the handoff. Nemoto, no. Yante Matten trying to battle for it. And again, holding on to his knee. That's his battered knee. Let's see why he was complaining. Really came down hard on that knee. There's a lot of contact really, but again, contact always happens inside that shaded area. 68-66. 3 minutes, 28 seconds remaining. The ball still with the NEOPHOENIX, but their shot clock is down to 6. Baseline inbound here. And it's Sota Ora. They had a quick play a while ago, which yielded him a dunk. Not a good pass. Blackie calling out the play. He's playing point forward here. Finds Law. Law was free for a fraction of a second there. They give him this 3. Why? Vic Law, the best 3-point shooter for the Golden Kings. And the defense sagged on him. And the lead is 5 for the Golden Kings at 71-66. Breakdown in defense that time by the NEOPHOENIX. Well, that's over and done with. Now they've got a score here to try to stay in step. Yoshii won't launch. Here's Ora. Yoshii left wide open. He's capable of making this one. Back rims that one. Now a jump ball, and a possession arrow should show San En a while ago with the jump ball situation. It pointed to the Golden Kings. That's a smart play there from David. Tying up Alex quickly. We're going to get another possession. Shot clock is now at 22. That's correct, because there was a change of possession. Ooh. Okay, they say because you're starting from your front court, it's now 14. Yoshii will stop, put up a three, and nail that one. Again, it looks like we're going to be set up for an exciting finish, similar to what happened yesterday. There were 3 last 2-minute calls because we had the fourth, the first overtime, and then overtime number 2. Law looking for space, still on the outside. Shot clock's now down to 5. Law asks for it, puts up a 3. That'll come up short. That was from the logo. Anuaba will give it up. Nemoto for 3. Why not? No! That was a courageous shot from the youngster. Final 2 minutes of game number 3. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. Rocky will try to take advantage of this mismatch against the smaller Nemoto. He'll get inside and lay it in. And Nwaba hit the deck. That turned out to be an easy layup for Waki. 73-69. Nice pick set by Jack Cooley. And there you could see, hitting the deck, and Nwaba. That opened the lane. Now a timeout will be called by Coach Ono. Important possession once again here for the NEOPHOENIX, down by 4. We need a basket. Doesn't need to be a 3. There's still a lot of time remaining in this ball game. Ora finds Yoshii. This time it's Cooley who hits the deck. And an offensive foul is going to be called on Yante Maten. That's the call that the NEOPHOENIX were looking for on the other end. When Cooley decked. Very similar play. Cooley decked Enwaba. That's a big call. He continues to bark at the referees. He's got to be careful though. They're just down by 4. They can get a stop here. They gotta focus. Hold on to this opportunity. It's still not lost. But it's definitely advantage Golden Kings. They look for their main man, Vic Law. There's a pick being set. Onodera. Law might have to launch this one. Shot clock down to 2. Deep 3, no. What a save. Heads up play there by Sota Ora. Under a minute to be played here. They've got to set this one up properly. Their shot clock is down to 7. And they're still on the outside. Nemoto. Floater. No. Big rebound by Kirk. That could be it. Nemoto had the opportunity. He had the open 3. Opted to bring it closer. Floater for 2. Came up short. And again, Alex Kirk at the right place, at the right time, doing what he does. Clearing those boards. Now both teams in the penalty. They get it inbounds. We're going to look for a turnover here, but once it gets past the timeline, they've got a foul. They've got a foul. A lot of time went off there. That was 23 seconds they wasted. Now there's just 23.2 remaining. Coach Ono still looks unfazed. But his mind must be racing. What can they do to pull this one out? They're down by 4, could be 6. Vic Law looking to put the icing on this cake. Even with these 2 free throws, it'll still be a 2-possession ball game. No more timeouts for the NEOPHOENIX. They've got to rush down. And you see the hush of the crowd here at the Hamamatsu Arena. Really no pressure there on those free throws. But they gotta score and score quickly. They need a quick 3. Sota Ora from deep, no. And that should be it. Foul's gonna be called. And just one of these 2 free throws will make it a 3-possession ball game. And the Golden Kings should be into the finals. That's a good line. Just hitting the front of the rim. That would have cut the deficit in half. One more free throw to seal the deal. Now a 3-possession ball game, and with just 12.9 remaining, it should be safe to say that the Golden Kings are going to make it to the finals. He should just make this one, because there are no more timeouts, and he does. Finishing with 30 huge points. Sotaora, another launch. Same result. He's not going to score anymore. Just dribble it out. And the Ryukyu Golden Kings are going to make their way to another finals here in the B-League as they win this one 77-69. A disheartened crowd here. Well, and they should be. They were looking forward to making it to the finals this season, but again, they're gonna fall short. But they've got to be proud of their boys. That gentleman there, Yante Matin, gave it his all despite the fact that he was playing on just one healthy leg. Everybody going over to Sasaki, realizing that that was a huge loss, not having him available. And at the same time, you don't want to see a fallen comrade. Sasaki will undergo the knife in the next few days. But he'll be back after about 9 months. There's Aluma in crutches. The big question is, will he be back for the finals next week? What a series we just witnessed. Sasaki definitely could have made a huge impact. But you go to battle with the warriors that are available. And the Golden Kings eke out a victory here. Masterful coaching from Coach Dayo Kitani. Game 1 went to Sanen, 87-85. Game 2 yesterday went to Ryukyu, 100-98. And today, an 8-point victory for the Golden Kings, looking to annex another title here in the B-League. Again, the biggest question is, will Aluma be available for next week? The word is Kishimoto is out for the rest of the playoffs. Can you imagine? They were able to make it to the finals. They battled the San NEOPHOENIX here. And they will move on despite the fact that their all-star is not available. Let's listen to Coach Okitani.
本当にまずは3日間を振り返って、すごいシリーズでした。
はい、やっぱり3位さんもめちゃくちゃ強かったです。本当にもう簡単な試合じゃなかったし、本当に3戦ともね、どっちが勝つかわからない、本当そういう試合だったと思うんで、まあそれよくね、チーム一丸となって勝てたと思いますし、本当にブースターの皆さんがね、もう最後の最後まで僕たちの後押ししてくれたんで、もうその勝利だと思います。
はい、そしてゲームの中で、一つ戦術的な部分ですが、やはり、ゲーム2でやられてしまった吉井選手のステップアップ、ポップアウトに対しての、ビッグマンのローテーション、今日は本当に素晴らしかったと思いますが、そのあたりの遂行力に対してどうでしょうか。そうですね、まあね、やっぱり吉井君ね、自分たちが、ちょっとね、外過小評価しすぎてて、でも今日はもうスターティングで、もう彼はもうリーグ1のベストシューターやという話をして、それに対して自分たちがリスペクトして守ろうぜっていう話をして、そこビッグマンがしっかり頑張ってくれました。はい、そして残り3分ですかね、タイムアウトを取って、その後ビッグロー選手が2つ、スリーポイントを沈めましたが、あそこのポゼッションからのビッグロー選手のエースとしての働き、今、岸本選手を欠く中で、このチャンピオンシップに入る中で、ロー選手のその責任感というところに対して、どう評価しますか。そうですね、僕はもう彼が間違いなく MVP だと思ってるんで、やっぱり彼にもずっと言ってたんですよね、やっぱり勝たせる選手がMVP になるべきで、点取る選手じゃなくて、チームやっぱり勝たせられるね、そういう選手になってほしいって言って、やっぱり、点数そこで、取ってきて、
ね、勝たしたっていうのもあると思うんですけど、それ以外のディフェンスも含めてね、やっぱり彼がチーム勝たせてくれたと思います。
はい、ありがとうございます。最後に、ファイナルに向けて、またこの画面の前でもたくさん見ていてる、ファン、そして今日もたくさん、後ろにいます、琉球のファンの方に向けて、一言お願いします。
いや、本当にありがとうございますって言いたいですし、またね、しっかり休んで、もう、ね、自分たちもみんな疲弊していると思うんで、ブースさんもしっかり休んで、ファイナル臨みましょう。よろしくお願いします。
はい、ありがとうございます。おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
ここで先日今シーズンで引退を発表しました柏木選手へ今までの活躍に敬意を表しまして花束の贈呈を行います。プレゼンターは株式会社フェニックス代表取締役社長岡村修一郎です。皆様拍手でお迎えください。
MVP の脇選手、
はい、
解説の僕と申します。よろしくお願いします。
お願いします。
まずは、この3日間を通して、脇選手が非常にそのシリーズ、このセミファイナルを楽しんでいるというのが非常に印象的でした。そのあたりどうでしょうか。
いや、もう1戦目落として負けたら終わりの状態で、でもその状況でもやっぱり全員がやっぱフィストして楽しもうっていうのを心がけたので、それも自分が体現できてよかったかなと思ってます。
はい、このシリーズ通してもそうですし、やはりチャンピオンシップに入って、岸本選手のいない中でポイントガードを務める時間も非常に多くなっています。やはりそのあたりのゲームメイクであったり、今日も最後のところで、ビッグロー選手が、3本目ですかね、ショットを外した後、脇選手が、プレーをクリエイトして、フィニッシュを決めた、そういったところの責任感であったり、そのあたり一つ教えてもらえますか。
そうですね、やっぱりリーチさんの代わりにはまだなってないですけど、その分いろいろ見てきたので、今誰が当たってるとか、僕がやるべきだとかっていうのをやっぱり自分は明確に今のところ分かっているので、そこをしっかり、また、今成長できてますし、これからファイナルまたどっちが来るか分かんないですけど、しっかりやっていきたいなと思ってます。
はい、あともう一つですね、リーグを代表する、選手にどんどん今なっていると思いますし、やはり日本を代表する選手に、どんどんなっていると思うんですが、やはりそういった中で、やはりその脇選手が、今バスケットを始めたり、バスケットをしている子どもたちに、何か一つ伝えることがあれば、お願いします。
いや、もう本当にずっと言ってますけど、バスケットってやっぱ楽しいスポーツなので、しっかり楽しんでもらって、それからやっぱり自分がどれだけ練習するかによってやっぱりこうやって大きくなれるか大きくなれないか決まってくると思うので、しっかり練習も頑張りながらバスケットを、存分に楽しんでほしいなと思ってます。
はい、最後にファイナルに向けて、そしてブースター、後ろにもたくさん今日も来ています。そういった方に向けて一言メッセージをお願いします。
はい、画面越しの、皆さんも今日しっかり応援してくださって本当にありがとうございます。僕たちは、ファイナルが残っているので、絶対にまた優勝して沖縄を元気にしたいと思ってます。
はい、ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
皆さんいきます。We are よいしょ。さあ、今週の素晴らしいゲームを見せてくれました。初めて嬉しい。改めて大きな拍手をお送りください。
This is the final game for that man, Shinsuke Kashiwagi. We talked about it at the top of this series. This is his final season. At 42 years old, he has given everything he possibly can, and he's being acknowledged here. Kashiwagi has supported Japanese basketball for so many years. A familiar face here to all basketball lovers in Japan. And this will be the final time you're going to see him on the court. Could be also one of the main reasons why Coach Ono put him in, even just for a minute, just to give him some final playing time. A while ago, from that interview of Coach Okitani, he just mentioned that the opponent was very strong, but our gritty play prevailed, and we were able to come away with a victory. Please continue to support us because next week, we are in the finals. RYUKYU, on the other hand, said he was very nervous after losing the first game, but he said they were able to win 2 in a row. Actually, they went through a ringer yesterday, 2 overtimes. And then he talked about the fact that yes, he cannot replace Kishimoto, but he says, I will try my best. And that's exactly what he did. He played point forward today. And he controlled the pace, he controlled the tempo so well for the Golden Kings that they have come away with the victory here. Cheers for the fans at the Hamamatsu Arena, because this is the final game for the Sana NEOPHOENIX. They give it their all though. You have got to be extremely proud of the effort of each and every one of these NEOPHOENIX players. They battled through injuries. They battled through 60 games in the regular season. Looking back, they actually had 47 victories. That was the second best record in the league. But they're going to fall short once again here in the playoffs. And there you can see a disappointed sight right here at the Hamamatsu Arena. That's how much the fans love their basketball. As you see, Ryusei Sasaki making his exit. We're getting word that the Utsunomiya Brex just won in their side of the bracket. So it means we're going to have Utsunomiya up against Ryukyu in next week's basketball finals. All the marbles for the championship of the B.LEAGUE season 2024-2025. And unfortunately for her and her squad, the Sana NEOPHOENIX will have to live to fight for another day. Stick around as we have highlights coming up. As we take a look at the highlights, we'd like to right now invite you to the B.LEAGUE finals, which are going to be held at the Yokohama Arena. That'll be next weekend, May 24. Game 2 will be May 25. And if there is a Game 3, it will be on the 27th. So Saturday, Sunday, and then Tuesday. Nemoto was left open so many times in game number 2, not able to deliver. He hit 2 big threes late in game number 2 though. But here, you can see he came in ready. He knew he was going to be left wide open. He actually made 3 straight threes, all of them in the first period. That gave them a pretty good lead, which once is at 6, 13-7. And then Taira will check in and hit that big 3 right at the buzzer to end the first quarter. First quarter ended in favor of Ryukyu, 27-16. There's Nemoto once again. They're leaving him open and he said, that's all I did yesterday. Practiced my threes. So Taora, you know he's capable of that. And that's why he's being set up there by Yante Maten, by David Nwaba. And then Big Law with a floater inside. Big Law would lead all scorers with 30 points. And he also finished with a double-double. 30 points, 10 rebounds. That gentleman there did exceptionally well for his squad as well. Hayato Wakugawa, only 20 years of age, did not play in the first 2 games of this 3-game semifinal series, but he came up with 10 points today. This is what Jack Cooley tried to do. If Yante Matin goes inside and scores, he will run down court and score an easy basket because he knew Yante Matin is not at 100%. Wacky with a basket there. Wacky would finish with 11 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists. Big slam there for Yante Matin. What a tremendous performance for Matin here as well. Close to a double-double as he had 27 points and 9 boards. At the half, it was a 1-point lead here by Ryukyu at 43-42. Nice basket there from Dudzinski. The problem is, David Dudzinski was not really able to come up with double digits scoring-wise in this low-scoring affair. Matin, though, delivers once again inside that shaded area. Both teams shot the same practically from the field. 37% for Sanen, 36% for the Golden Kings. From 2, Sanen shot 50% as compared to 34% for Ryukyu. But they made up for it from long distance, shooting 39% from 3 as compared to just 25% for the NEOPHOENIX from beyond the arc. Free throw numbers just about equal. 14 free throws for the Golden Kings, 11 scored by Sanen. Tatsue Ito contributed 5 points here. But this entire series, he was plagued with foul trouble. Alex Kirk did his damage as well. Fortunate pass. Not quite sure if that's still going to be given an assist, but again, Wakugawa delivers with a layup. That's a big 3 by Law. And that gave them separation. Here was the breakdown in defense, and that sealed the deal. Both defenders sagging. Law made that 3-point shot, and it was all over but the shouting. Once again, we invite everybody for the finals, which begins on May 24. It's going to be Ryukyu up against Utsunomiya Brex. Yoshii would hit that 3, bring his squad closer. But this layup here would essentially give them a pretty good advantage. Vic Law will just dribble this one out as the Ryukyu Golden Kings win game number 3, 77-69. And here's where we're going to end our coverage. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us. Till next week, take care. Have a great week ahead. God bless.